I'm very pleased that everybody stepped up. This is quite a crowd here tonight, and it's quite a recognition amongst ourselves, the importance of TWU Local 100 and all transit workers' contributions in the aftermath of the attacks on the World Trade Center about 14 years ago. Now, I frequently refer in conversations with the media and elsewhere, TWU Local 100 members are the unsung heroes of New York City. But on September 11th, 2001, we rose to a new level of unsung heroism. And we truly are and have been the unsung heroes of the attacks on the World Trade Center and the restoration of that site, the recovery at that site, and the rescue on that site. And one thing I want to do, and I've seen folks do this before in rooms where I've listened to speeches, but I'm going to give everybody a round of applause, and I think everybody should just stand up and give this union and our membership a round of applause. It's a long time coming. And I want to say thank you for everybody coming out. For this leadership, it's been a 5-year discussion and very frequently a 5-year fight about the level of respect that's paid to transit workers, TWU Local 100, for our role at the World Trade Center. But respect starts at home, and by demonstrating that respect for ourselves and for our own membership, it's only in that way that we'll gain the respect of others that are looking on, and that's what we're doing here tonight. So thank you very much for coming. Now, this is a reunion of sorts for me. I'm walking around a room and seeing mostly track workers because I'm a trackman, mostly track workers that I worked with on the tracks 20 years ago, 22 years ago, many track workers that I haven't seen in a long time, and unfortunately, folks suffering because of their work and their response and their diligence at the World Trade Center site. And again, you know, my sincere thanks and respect goes out to every Local 100 member who was down there. I spent 2 days down there in the aftermath of the attack. I got there about 3 o'clock in the morning or so on the morning of September 12th. I was there for 2 days. I was the chairman of track division at the time. And then I was there a few times periodically over the next few weeks. But what I did is a pittance. It's a pittance compared to the work that most transit workers down there did. Transit workers, 3,000 of us or so, responded to the World Trade Center attacks. It's unrecognized by the powers that be, but we'll talk about that in a second. 3,000 of us, a little more than 3,000. Now, that ranges from transit workers across all titles, station cleaners, station agents, track workers, bus operators, bus mechanics, that just woke up on the morning of the 12th and said, I'm going down to the Trade Center because there's a need, and I'm going to fill that void, and I'm going to chip in, and I'm going to work in that pile, and I'm going to do so without any regard to the harm that I'm putting my body in. Hundreds and hundreds of transit workers did that, if not thousands. And as a matter of fact, much of that is actually lost right now because they went down there, volunteered in their own time, took vacation days. So many of the unsung heroes of Local 100 will go unrecognized unless folks step up and tell brothers and sisters that they worked with to get in touch with the union regarding their presence at the World Trade Center. But there's another couple of thousand transit workers that were assigned by the MTA to work down there. And we worked down there tirelessly. And as the rabbi said, there was a parade of transit workers responding to the site on September 11th. Now, much of what we've done, folks have no idea. Much of what we've done, folks have no idea. When you think of the world, at least many folks that I've spoken to on the outside, when they think of our World Trade Center response, they think of transit workers working on the pile. But that's not all we did down there. Our station agents and our station cleaners work with emergency services throughout Lower Manhattan to actually aid in the response. Our bus operators ferried in the emergency services day after day, night after night, in a whole entire convoy of New York City Transit buses, Mapstower buses, ferrying them in and out, and without any regard for their own health. They knew it was the right thing to do. Down there, breathing in the polluted air that everybody else was breathing in, and now paying the consequences for it. Our mechanics were down there fixing the heavy equipment that was being used to exhaustion in order to search through the pile and remove debris from the pile. So there's story after story and title after title of transit workers, Local 100 members that played a crucial role in the recovery efforts and the restoration efforts down at the Trade Center site. And one of the reasons we're here tonight, as I said, we're going to honor ourselves, we're going to show that level of respect for ourselves, and we're not going to tolerate it anymore that museums in the city think it's okay to bypass the work that TWU Local 100 members did at the Trade Center site. And today, and I'm not going to speak long, we have a long program. We have far more interesting people than me to speak, but we will spend, the 15th anniversary is coming up next year. By the time that 15th anniversary comes around, we will be in those museums, we will be on the map, we will be included amongst those heroes that responded to the Trade Center. We're going to fight it out with them. We're going to fight it out with them till we find our rightful place. And you know what? And we're used to fighting, and we're good at fighting. We go into 2016. By the time the 15th anniversary comes, we will be recognized. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming.